Conte Tottenham love affair cannot be saved. After 10 minutes of angry outbursts in the press room at St. Mary's, where is Antonio Conte? He is not in the UK, but has returned to Italy to reunite with his family. Will Conte return to London? Maybe. But will he continue to manage Tottenham? Cannot. Antonio Conte has pushed the Tottenham leader into an extremely awkward situation. Despite insisting that what he said after the 3-3 draw with Southampton was directed at the players and not the top members of Spurs, the 53-year-old strategist still went beyond his limits. Surely someone will be punished in this case. Daniel Levy cannot fire all the players, and of course this powerful president only has to deal with Conte. The Italian coach gave the players and assistants 2 days off to relax their minds, before returning to training. Taking advantage of that time, Conte returned to his hometown and found a way to relieve stress on his own. But the next time he returns to London, it is likely that on Conte's desk will be the decision to fire. In fact, the two sides no longer have the motivation to continue to be together. The most obvious evidence is that although Conte's contract will expire after the season, so far there has been no move to extend it. Conte has only been at Tottenham until his second season, but the atmosphere has been toxic from the first season. In the summer of 2022, there are many reports that Conte is no longer interested in a team without ambition. But then he turned the car when the Spurs leader pledged to invest in upgrading the squad. Ironically, the player Conte asked to buy, Richarlison, turned to criticize him for not playing regularly. The £50 million rookie added to the disappointment of not having scored in the Premier League with the precedent of publicly expressing displeasure in the media, and then Conte followed the momentum and made a great game. 2 weeks ago, Conte said, "I watched the interview and it didn't seem like Richarlison was critical of me. But he made the mistake of using the word I instead of we. Too selfish and he made a mistake. Richarlison apologized for that. The team has to improve, first of all mentally. And I have to be the main person responsible." Next, he criticized the entire team, even the history of the team. Afterward. Looks like no more after that. Obviously, Conte is no longer popular with anyone at Tottenham no matter how cleverly he explains. Surely, after what has been said, not only Richarlison but also most of the players will form, more, aversion to Conte. Sky Sports quoted a separate source as saying that Tottenham players all thought Conte could not stick with the team much longer. All are waiting to work with a new coach. They were said to be willing to accept responsibility for disappointing results on the pitch, but were outraged when Conte criticized the entire team for their selfishness and questioned their commitment to the club. Former player Jamie Carragher sarcastically said that Conte was begging the Tottenham leader to sack him. And soon, they'll make him happy. This break has just been clever for the Spurs top to discuss and find the optimal solution. Levy actually did not want to change when the team was still in the top 4 race of the Premier League, but because Conte had faced he was forced to correct the cards. Ryan Mason can be provisional for a second time. If Antonio Conte is fired, Tottenham will likely not immediately appoint an official coach. The most reasonable option of the North London team is to let Ryan Mason take charge until the end of the season. In 2021, this assistant also led Tottenham after Jose Mourinho was fired. Maybe only when the 2022/23 season ends, Tottenham will screen and appoint a new coach. Currently, the list of candidates to replace Conte is quite long.